All right. Hey, everyone. It's Tina, and it is Wednesday night at just almost 5 o'clock on the dot at my time. And I'm going to come back and do a quick live going over stencils and mixed media like I talked about with you guys last night. So I've been super excited for this class and, well, not a class, just a little demonstration. So I'm very, very happy to be here. Hi, Gloria. Thanks for joining. Just giving a couple minutes maybe for a few other people to come on. I have, hi, Shannon. The information about the VIP program that starts on October 1st with Close to My Heart, where basically you earn free product credit up to 15% on every single order that you place. So this is a brand new program that we are starting, and everyone gets rewarded all the time. It's pretty cool, and the stamp of the month is now going to be free with a $50 order instead of $5. But that's coming up, so make sure you guys watch for details in my group where I talk about it. So, all right, let's get started. I would love to hear from you guys. If you can leave a comment and let me know, even if you're watching in the replay, I would love it if you'd leave a comment and let me know if you guys ever play with mixed media products. Now, mixed media products, the first thing you probably think of are like these Distress inks or Distress Oxide inks, but you know, it also involves things like Stencils gel and different ones of those, and palette knives and stencils and all kinds of things. So I'm just curious if you guys have ever played with it, because I've loved these products for a really long time, but it's never been part of our product line until now. And so I am super, super excited to show you some things with them. So tonight, I'm going to talk a little bit about our Distress Oxide inks that we're carrying. This is a Ranger product. Hi, Shannon. Not new on the market, but new to us. And then I'm also going to talk about our new Stencils gels. I only have 2 of them here. I'm waiting for my orders to come. I have several orders stuck just east of us, east of Portland, because of the wildfires we've had. The route was closed down for so long, so many things aren't getting shipped at any time soon. We're still waiting for product to arrive, including Amazon orders. And then I'm going to be using this foam tool. Hi, Brenda. This foam ink tool that is also not new on the product, but new to us. And then I'm going to be using our this new Distress watercolor cardstock, and this is fabulous. And I talked about it at our last Palooza, where I have used these products on White Daisy cardstock, and that it was doable but did not give the same results as using a watercolor cardstock, which really keeps the colors vibrant. So I'm going to be using that tonight. And then I wanted to show you, let's see, this is, move those out of the way. This is our annual book that just came out. It's good for a year. It's the one with the rainbow cover. And in it, we have a lot of mixed media product, but a lot of it is shown right here on these 2 pages. So we have the Stencils glitter gel, which I'll show you tonight. And we have gloss sprays, which I'm not currently working with tonight. And then we have all these Distress Oxide inks. And then over here, which I think is sort of, it's easy to gloss over these because they're not very interesting and they're not colorful. But these are 12 by 12 size page stencils, and they are so fun. This is what they look like. So I don't think it's going to all fit on camera because I'm pretty close so you can see what I'm doing. But it's a 12 by 12 clear acetate stencil. And we have 3 different packs of them. And that's what I'm going to be playing with tonight, using both the inks and the glitter gels to show you some stuff. I love this one because you can actually cut this one down into 3 by 3 squares and have smaller areas to work with. So that's what I'll be working with tonight. And again, this is in our mixed media section of our annual idea book. All right, so last night I showed you this little fun beauty that I made. And it's so fast. Literally, it comes together in no time at all. And how I did it was, now where'd that stencil go? Here it is. I took this 12 by 12 stencil, see how big it is, and I took a piece of the watercolor cardstock, and I laid the stencil on in an angle I liked, and then I used the ink over it. But I learned a couple of things. You really do want to tack your paper down because, see this blurry image? That's what happens when the paper or the stencil shifts. Now it's fairly easy to hold the stencil still, but it's not easy to keep the paper from moving underneath while you're blending. So as you can see, I had some difficulty. So the first thing I'm going to do is just grab one of my 2 rolls of washi tape. And I'm guessing all of us have a little bit of washi tape just laying around. And, oh, I should have got this started before I came on camera. I didn't think of that. There we go. Okay, so I got a really big piece here, but I'm going to barely hold my paper down because I don't want it to move on me. And then I'm going to put the stencil where I want it. And I'm even going to tape that stencil down. So I hope I'm completely on camera. So this right here is the center of the stencil. So all I did was kind of position it how I liked. And then you can use that washi tape to help you hold the stencil down. And if you want, you can really secure it, put more tape on than just one piece. And then let me show you how easy it is. The 3 colors that I'm going to use are the mustard seed, the peacock feathers, and the chipped sapphire. These are my kind of colors. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna open up your ink pad, and the first thing you're gonna notice is that it does not look like regular ink pads. It's a different kind of a foamy material. And I'm just gonna get some ink on my dauber tool. And I'm gonna start at the corner, and super easy. A lot of times when you've done ink blending in the past, you have to start off the edge so you don't get that blob of color. Make sure I'm good on the camera. Okay, so you don't get that blob of color, but these inks blend so beautifully, and this paper also blends so beautifully that you don't really have to worry about that with it. So now I'm gonna get the second color, okay, and I'm gonna hold it down. Now you're gonna get messy. That's okay. I'd rather get messy than make that kind of blurry drunkish image that I created. So I'm going to be mindful of where my fingers are, but I am holding it down. Okay? Blend, blend, blend. Now I'm gonna overlap a little because something fun is gonna happen where those 2 colors overlap. All right, now when you order these foam tools, they do come with 2 in a pack, and then you get these little heads that come off. They look like this, and they're refills. But so far I have 6 of them because I don't want to have to keep switching out that head. So that's something to think about when you're thinking about getting these tools. Ooh, another thing I'm going to show you. I did not notice it. It's hard to see because they're see-through, but let's see, I'm going to try my tweezers. Sometimes the stencil pieces didn't pop all the way out. So then you're actually coloring the stencil. And it's hard to see until you actually get the ink on it. So yesterday I clearly grabbed a different part of laid a different part of the stencil down. See what I'm doing? I'm picking out. So that's something to kind of look at your stencils and double check, but it's hard to see without the ink on it. Even when I think, oh yes, the stencil is completely punched out, I found, there, lay it right back down, put my washi tape down, my paper didn't move because I taped it, so we're all good. Grab a little more ink and re-go over it, see? So sometimes you have to pay attention to that first couple of times you use a stencil, because you won't notice until you're trying to ink it that the ink is just sitting on top. So all I'm doing is little baby circular motions, and I'm not pushing hard at all. I'm just going in circles, making sure that I overlap colors a little bit so you get that incredible blending. Keep lifting that up. That one's being kind of weak. All right. And then right there is another one. Look at that. Punch those out. Pull them off. Add my ink. All right, so there you go. That is how fast you can make a fun design. You could go in and say, oh, I don't think I got enough yellow right there. Let's add a little bit more. Or you could say, I want to blend and get that green color by blending it. But then here's what you do. You simply, this is the magic part, take that stencil off, and look how beautiful that is. Now, you do want to clean this up, but it's not going to dry right away like some of the other things. So I'm just going to set it to the side. But I am going to take my paper off, take that washi tape off, and show you up close how that looks. What do you guys think? Hi, Jess. So cool, right? This is like a whole card front. Bam, you've just decorated the front of a card. I love it. And look, there's really no paper warping because you're using that heavy distressed watercolor cardstock. So just grab a baby wipe, take my washi tape off, and just clean up your area. And let me show you another one. Okay, so I'm gonna wipe my fingers too, because I don't want to get these blues on the next card that I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to put these colors away, and I'm going to show you another fun card I did. There it is. With a different stencil, different Distress Oxide inks, and using the Stencils glitter gels, okay? And the two that I'm using, let me get my glasses. The two, I can't remember their names. Oh, I can't remember. Nebula, and this one's impossible to read, but it's got gold stars, and I'll show you. So the next one I want to do, I'm going to grab another piece. I cut these distress cardstock pieces, just the exact same size as a card front, just to make it easy on me. I am a scrapbooker, but I do enjoy making and sending cards, so I'm making it easy on myself by doing that. So here's the cardstock. I don't know if you can tell, but one side, this side has a rougher texture, gives one kind of a look, and this side is very smooth and it gives a different kind of a look. So I am going to grab this stencil, which is probably my favorite stencil. I love these big flowers. They remind me of flowers I have in my yard, and I think I have punched out all the little pieces. I don't see any, but you know, even when I think I have, I miss them. So what I'm going to do here is, because the design goes off the edge so much, I'm going to put the design where I want it first, then find a spot to add the washi tape to hold my paper down so that I am not blocking any part of the design. Does that make sense? So I'm going to rotate that just a little. Okay, got that down. And that's probably the only place I can hold that one down, but I will now tape down the stencil. Such a good use for all that washi tape we all have. There was a time when we loved to use it, I remember. Okay, so I'm gonna use Tattered Rose, Spiced Marmalade, and Picked Raspberry. And I already have the foam on my tools, because I have 6 tools, so it worked out perfectly. You guys didn't have to watch me change them out. All right, so I'm going to start with the Tattered Rose, which from the outside, it doesn't look super exciting because it's such a light color, but it's beautiful. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to do the outside edge of each flower. Now, this particular color combination and design was taught to us recently by a fellow consultant. Because of COVID, every in-person event has been canceled for the entire year for our company. And as many of you know, we have our annual convention in end of June, beginning of July. And this year, Close to My Heart did a really good job of doing it virtually. And now they're teaching all of the classes virtually. So it's been so fun. So this particular color combination was taught by Chelsea Voro-Smarty out of Canada, and I loved it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with that on the outside edge. Now I'm going to do a little bit of pink. Sorry, not pink, it's called picked raspberry. Right around that edge, a little bit, oops, don't let my paper move. A little bit around this edge, and around this one. And I'm still gonna get a little bit on this edge right here. And then I'm gonna finish it off with the marmalade. Okay, look how pretty this is gonna be. Look how that blends those three colors together. Oh my goodness, I love it. I wonder if I can even just get a little layered on there. Yep. All right, so look at that. Then I go back and I'm gonna say, maybe I'll just blend in a little more of the picked raspberry. Okay, just a little bit more because it looks a little light right there. All right, and then one more going over it with tattered rose, just to make sure I don't have harsh lines. This ink blends together, kind of like the tri-blend markers. All right, so here we go. Now look at that, how fun, right? We're not done. I'm gonna slide these out of the way. Now let's take it up a level. This is called mixed media, and you can layer on different levels. And so this is so fun. All right, I've opened the nebula color, and it's basically kind of like a creamy vanilla color with gold stars. And I'm gonna use our palette knives. Now these have been, oh, it's getting so dark. I hope you guys can still see. It's getting so dark. Okay, this is our palette knives. We've had these for a little while with our different matte and texture paste, and that's all I'm using. And so what I'm gonna do is take the palette knife and I'm gonna scoop this up from the back. And look at that. I mean, it's really a gel. See how it's not even falling off? It's a gel, like gel. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to gently scrape it right over the outside edges, this one, the outside. Not even that fancy, okay? I'm not even being that careful. I'm just kind of putting this lighter one over the outside, making sure that it's filling in, okay, because it's a plastic stencil and I'm using a plastic palette knife and I'm pushing it around, and I don't want it to be thick. I could leave it thick. I'm not really going for that look. I just want to make sure I've gotten it all over the design. And then I'm gonna put back what I didn't use, okay? Now this stuff will dry hard on your tools. So you are gonna wanna clean it. It's just a baby wipe. Wipe it off, besides not wanting to mix the colors. Okay, now I'm gonna go in, look at this one. This one's really thick. I mean, like really, it's like, is it called Flarp or Flubber or something? I don't know, something my kids had that they would stick their fingers in the jar and it'd make funny noises. Any boy moms out there know what I'm talking about. Jessica, I think you know what I'm talking about, but I forget what it was called. So all I'm gonna do is add a little of this gold, same color, same stuff as the first jar. It's just colored gold and it's got the gold stars in it. But how pretty is this looking? I mean, seriously, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And it's not hard, not at all. Okay, so I'm done. I'm gonna put that away. I'm gonna wipe off my palette knife, okay? All right, so now, watch this. I'm gonna pull very slowly. Isn't that beautiful? I'm gonna put this on the other stencil. Oh my gosh, I feel like a rock star, and it's like the easiest thing. Who knew mixed media was this easy at times? So glad. Okay, what do you guys think? Flubber, yes. All right, what do you guys think? Okay, so let me show you what I did with this. I need another baby wipe. Let me clean off my mat. It will stick to it. So let me just wipe that right off. Man, we have a big storm. It's only 5 o'clock here and it looks like it's almost 8. It's so dark out. All right, so let me angle that. What did I do with it? Well, I did do a full sheet. So this is the whole 8.5 by 11 sheet of the watercolor paper. And I hadn't cut it up, and I'll probably use it on a scrapbook layout. And this is just a smaller sheet, and this is what it looks like. Very quickly and easily turned into a card. So all I did was glued this right on the front. I just didn't use any orange in any of the marmalade in this particular sample. Glued it on the front, added a gold circle, You Brighten My Day, and a strip of gold. And I have to tell you a secret. I have probably 50 of these gold circles cut out because last year, I think it was a Christmas card workshop we did, and we did shaker cards, and this is the centerpiece of the shaker card when you cut out the frame. And so I've had these in my stash for so long, so I've been having fun using them up. But look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, so easy to use. Okay, so let me show you another stencil. This one looks terrible. And it looks terrible because I used the gloss sprays that I'm not showing you tonight but talked about in the book. And it's actually paint and dries like paint and doesn't come off. So FYI, this stencil is gross looking but works perfectly. And I learned my lesson the hard way, and now you won't have to do that. But the reason I wanted to show you it is because I wanted to show you this fun card. Look at that. Hi, Kaylee. Okay, so all I did, same exact technique you've seen me do. You just set this on and you do the yellows, and then you rotate it and you do more yellows, and then you rotate it and you do more yellows. Then you do pinks, and then you rotate it and you do more pinks. And then I did the blues, and then I did the greens, and it all overlapped to make a ray of sunshine. I used that same circle that I used on this card. I used the same stamp set. I just glued it to the corner and trimmed it off with my scissors. Okay, so super fun, fast card. I don't think you can see all the shimmer on this one because I moved the stencil so many times. I didn't feel like I could add any of this very easily over it because I would have to keep shifting the stencil, and I think it would just blend or bleed through. So I just used the shimmer brush. But again, I actually remembered to bring the stamp set. This is the set that we've been talking about in the group called You Brighten My Day. It's a brand new set they made only for September because it's National Stamping Month. It's those cute orange smoothie and Carolina blue cards. And I love this little sentiment. So that is what you see on these two cards. Okay, so that's all I had for today. I feel like I've kept you guys a long time. I like to keep my lives shorter than this, but I really wanted to do a quick demonstration of how fun the Distress Oxide inks are and how cool these glitter gels are, because I don't think if you don't see them in action, they don't look like anything. Just kind of like those stencils in the book. They just look like, oh, they're stencils. All right, so here's some things you can do with it. Again, if you have any questions, just leave me some comments. I love to answer your questions or hear what you liked. I'd also really like to know whether you're watching live or on the replay, if you've played with Distress Oxide inks, glitter gels, or whether you've played with any kind of mixed media before, and if so, what did you play with and what did you think? And one last thing, I know I'm asking you a lot, but I would love to hear what you guys might be interested in seeing me share with mixed media. Okay, well, thank you for joining me. Yes, the blending of the colors is incredible, how they just, I mean, seriously, there's no line, no demarcation. Yes, so thanks for joining me. Have a good rest of your night, and I will try to come back online tomorrow night around 5 o'clock and show you some more things. I'm having fun doing all these little lives this week. So anyway, I'll talk to you later, girls. Bye-bye.